Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be playing around with a nifty little tool called Evilgrade. HD had a little blog post about this from the Metasploit project. It basically said Evilgrade will own us all or something to that effect. And we're going to play around with the tool and see just how evil it actually was. So let's get around and let's start playing around with Evilgrade. First, I'd like to introduce you to a couple of the systems. This is my DNS cache poison system. I can't remember the full IP address of what I just cache poisoned, but it's for updating Notepad++. So whenever Notepad++ goes out for updates, it's not going to go there. It's actually going to come to my system instead, which I think is a really incredibly nice feature. The cool thing about Evilgrade is that Evilgrade will work with DNS cache poisoning. It'll work with ARP cache poisoning, you name it, as long as you can try to get those update packets to come to your system, the evil system, as it were. It's going to send them a malicious update. In this situation, it's going to be a wonderful little file called agent. So let's start up Evilgrade. So we start up Evilgrade simply by doing /evilgrade. Wacko Plango. There we go. We now have it up and running. So let's do a couple of things. Let's first start with help, because help is a good place to start. Because if you go off sending emails to people saying, I can't get it to work, I can't get it to work, I can't get it to work, they're going to get mad if you haven't actually ran the help on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to play around a little bit with the different modules that we have. So let's go through and let's do show modules. These are the different modules that we have available at this point. So let me zoom in for those of you that are on YouTube. Remember, I also run these videos on Vimeo, and Vimeo has much better resolution. The modules that we have loaded in are WinZip, SunJava, iTunes, SpeedBit, OpenOffice, Winamp, LinkedIn. I was like, wow, that's a lot of really cool ones. But the one that really got me, and if you're a developer, it'll bug you as well, is this wonderful little one called Notepad+. If you do a lot of development, you're going to spend a lot of time with Notepad+. It's a really neat little Notepad program that does all kinds of neat color coding and helping for whenever you're writing all kinds of different programs. So I specifically focused in on hijacking Notepad+, which was, of course, their SourceForge website. So let me zoom back out, and let's start that up. Actually, I can start it up right here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do config. Now you may be thinking, config, wait a minute, it looks like Metasploit, you should be using use. No, he decided to be creative. You use config Notepad+. Notepad+ is up and running now. I could do show options. And sure enough, it gives us the options for the Notepad+. So if we were to look at this a little bit, allow me to zoom in. It said notepadplus.sourceforge.net, and that's what I did the DNS cache poisoning for on my other system. So if anybody tries to go to notepad-plus.sourceforge.net, they're not going to go there. They're going to come over to my system with Evilgrade running, and I'm going to give them a nifty little update to their Notepad application. So now let's go ahead and let's do a wonderful little program called Start. I want to take a couple of seconds here. It says right here, it says it's enabled. Yes, it's going to be fired up. We've now got it running. As you can see down here, it's the web server is now ready, and it's running. And it says ./agent/agent.exe. Just complete mea culpa. I didn't like the agent that they were using in the original Evilgrade, so I created one with MSF payload, just to listen on an arbitrary port. So just a little heads up, it's going to be a little bit different. You may want to change the agents around, do something that more or less suits your desires. So now that we've got that up and running, let's go fire up Notepad on our other system. So let's go over here and let's click on Notepad. Notepad's going to open. Then it's going to pop up and it's going to say, wow, an update package is available. Do you want to download it? Well, of course we do, because we're secure and we want to make sure we get all of our patches and updates. So we run it, it's going to say it's going to have to shut down Notepad. Alright, cool, and it shuts it down, and it magically updates the system. So let's see what happened here. Well, if I do start, and I do command prompt, and I run the wonderful netstat minus NA command, I can see that there's one really interesting port that's listening on this system. That port is 55555, because I'm terribly uncreative. So what I did is I replaced the agent.exe with an agent.exe that listened on port 55555, and will spawn a command shell when someone connects to it. So let's jump over and take a look at that command shell now. So we'll go back to my Linux system, and we will run netcat, and we will put in the IP address 192.168.1.108. Nobody go hacking my system. And then we're going to put in the port 55555. Voila! We now have a wonderful little command prompt on our Windows computer system. And notice the directory that it dropped us into. It dropped us into the Notepad Updater directory. And let's play around a little bit, because we're good security people. We always run our Windows systems with what level privileges? Well, let's find out. Set user name, user ID. Set username. Set username. Wow, my username. I've got full administrator privileges on this computer system. So life is good. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit mixed up, a little bit punch drunk. Need more coffee or liquor, one of the two. So the point of this particular tool is that you cannot trust your update features on a lot of your software programs. So you're going to want to go through and verify your updates. You don't want your clients going out directly to the internet and magically updating themselves for things like Java, Winamp, Notepad. You might want to start maybe making sure that any updates are done locally. You can push them out through SMS. Because with the new set of tools that we're seeing, these auto-update features can be hijacked. So do be aware of that. If you see anything suspicious on your computer system, of course, start up your Windows Incident Response procedures from that point on. So hopefully this was fun, this was enlightening. It was a fun tool for me to play with, so hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll be happy to see you next time. Do take care.